Gilmore Girls and 8 o'clock at the Oasis. I have so many questions about 8 o'clock at the Oasis. That character never reappeared. Where's his house? And how did you film Rory and Jess getting wet? Okay, so first, that character's name was Dwight, and if you paid attention in the script, you'll know that he was hiding out from Doris. He moved into that place. He had to go away somewhere. Perhaps Doris, I don't know. She was kind of pissed. What if there was some altercation? She found him. She located him. Also, Doris, I don't know if you know this or not, but Doris, Alex Borstein, who played Drella and Miss Celine. Next question, where is Dwight's house? Now, is this question in relation to the script? Where is Dwight's house? Or is this question in relation to where we actually filmed it? So as far as where it's in the script, it's supposed to be somewhere near Lorelai's house. And from the direction that Rory is coming after she leaves Dwight's house, she's coming randomly from where Lorelai's backyard is, which I guess kind of makes sense. But technically, we really don't know where Lorelai's house is in relation to Stars Hollow, do we? But as far as where we filmed that scene, that was at the Warner Brothers Ranch. Actually in the same house that we filmed the keg party and Mia's wedding. Now your last question, how did we film the scene where Rory and Jess get wet? Let's talk about it. Anytime a film production uses water, let's say it's raining or there's sprinklers, there is way more water than would ever be in that scene in order for it to appear on camera. Special effects set up special sprinklers to use on that lawn. I don't know if there were actually real sprinklers on that lawn. There probably were, but they had special sprinklers that they used so that they could be set up to camera and they could pump up way more water so it would appear on camera as looking like just a regular sprinkler set. The very first angle you see is Rory trying to turn off the sprinklers. She is absolutely bone dry in that moment, and over the course of that shot, she starts to get wetter and wetter and wetter and wetter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the very first angle you see, she is dry. She is standing in a very dry spot, and it isn't until she proceeds further in the shot that she is actually getting wet while we were filming it, which meant that if the first part of the scene wasn't good, they could just have her keep doing the very first part of that scene over and over and over until they felt like, yeah, keep moving on. What'll happen is the director will literally call cut before the actress gets wet. And in that case, that's what we did in that scene. We basically had one take to do it in, but we also had clothes standing by in case there was any kind of screw-ups that we needed to change her out. Now, resets are not fun because you have to dry her hair, you have to dry the clothes, and you have to find a place for them to get dressed, and it limits the amount of time that you have to film that scene. And since it was in daylight, it made it even worse because it would just take up a long time to be able to get her dry. If I'm not mistaken, we probably did reset her once, but it wasn't like we did it multiple times. Also, there was no dialogue in that scene, so as long as the sprinklers were performing correctly, we were all right. Now, one thing you might not realize is the stand-in for Alexis and Milo had to actually stand in that water while they were setting up camera and getting the shot exactly perfected. This way the actors don't have to stand in the water while they're getting it set up and make it so that we have to change their clothes before we actually shoot the scene. And as far as getting Jess wet, same thing. He walks into the water, he shuts the thing off, but what would happen is, again, the beginning of the shot where he is dry, they get it exactly perfect before he gets into the water. And then once he gets into that water, they're just doing that part over and over and over and over, which is why he is so drenched. Also, again, they're using a lot of water in the shot.